avoid confusion, I've narrowed your options. Serve the First Order, or suffer the consequences. Your choice.
Hey everyone, this is the MiCom Sound Rig. I spent the last 10 months experimenting with pretty much every sound rig out there. The Velman, Robovox, Trooper Talk, Voice Synth, and I've also seen the Boss VE5 firsthand. That one's pretty good, but honestly, none of them really felt 100% okay with me. Now, some of them might work out for you, but here's the problem that comes with any mic voice changer. It's pretty difficult to understand. And let me elaborate. For those who have trooped with any of those rigs, let me ask you a question. If you tried to deliver any more than, I don't know, let's say 3 words in a line, did your audience understand what you said? Most likely not. And that could be really frustrating because the person wants to come up to you and have this awesome experience and interact, yet you really can't deliver. So I wanted to make a rig that had clarity, that sounded movie accurate, and was easy to operate. Not to mention was compact enough for Kylo's costume. So what did I do? I turned to the mouse. I wanted to recreate the sound rig that Disney uses at Launch Bay. Now Disney was smart enough to have Adam Driver record new lines, not movie quotes, but new lines that are catered to social interaction. The problem with using movie quotes or lines from a video game is that they're not catered to have a conversation with people. Sure, a line or two might work, but to be able to respond to any situation is the key. I spent over 12 hours of watching footage and just watching how Kylo moves and also writing down all the lines that they use at Launch Bay. So after having all those, I spent about a month mimicking Adam Driver's tone and the way he enunciates certain words. After I recorded all my lines, I found a sound engineer over in the UK that specializes in voice modulation. I sent him all my recorded lines and we went through a few revisions, and I'm really pleased in the way that they turned out. But going back to how Disney uses the Kylo voice function at Launch Bay, Kylo triggers his voice using his left hand. It's gesture or motion based, so you'll see him make like a quick movement, and with that is what triggers, I don't know, maybe something in his suit, but his speaker's in the mask, and so motion triggers device, which gives the line out of his helmet. Pretty cool. But one little problem I kept seeing. Kylo would do the gesture and the device or board or whatever they're using didn't register his movement. That's just as frustrating as somebody not understanding what you're saying. So here's how my buddy Tom, also known as Megtooth Sith, his page is in the description down below. He does awesome saber conversions. Highly recommend. He did mine Black Series in NeoPixel, and it's phenomenal. Definitely check that out. But here's how we fix that problem. The MiCom is an 8-trigger device that fits easily into your palm. Each trigger is categorized by the type of response with multiple lines loaded for each trigger. So instead of waving your hand around trying to capture the motion, it's now as easy as hitting a button. Here are the categories for the Kylo template and how we use them. Trigger 1. Greetings. Use this trigger to greet someone who wants to approach you to talk or to take a photo. Trigger 2. Placement. Most of the time, folks are going to want to take a picture with you, and they don't know where to stand, probably because they're slightly terrified of you, but you can use the placement trigger to tell them where they should stand. Trigger 3. Yes. Pretty simple. This is used to answer any question with a yes type response. Trigger 4. No. These responses are used to answer no. By the way, there's some pretty cheeky lines in this category. Trigger 5. Rebels. This trigger is used when you see someone wearing a rebel shirt or for people who are in the light. There's some fun salty lines in this category, so you should definitely have some fun. Trigger 6, Empire. Similar to the Rebel category, this is for people who stand for the Empire or First Order, or simply just want to be on your side. Trigger 7, Confirmations. These lines consist of good or excellent. Trigger 8, Exits. Use this trigger to let your audience know that you're finished with them, and it's time for them to leave. With the combination of all these triggers, you should be able to deliver a unique and memorable experience. I really encourage you to YouTube videos from Launchbase so you can truly learn how to utilize these commands. It's really easy and fun to use. Now, you're probably wondering, are these triggers customizable? The answer is yes. You can add really any type of audio file that you like. You can, if you want to put movie quotes, you can. You can put music, you can put character themes. Like I said, anything that your heart desires, you can program into each device. So if I get this sound rig mic, what do I need? Well, here's what you need. First, you need a power brick. This is to power the soundboard. So you will need a USB and micro USB cable to power it. You will also need a 3.5 audio jack. Most of you guys probably already have this. And then you will need a portable speaker. First, you'll need to put the strap around your hand before you put on your pleated sleeves. Otherwise, you're going to look like Johnny Five from the Short Circuit. Secondly, plug in your micro USB port into the MiCom device. You'll see a green light to confirm your device is powered. You can store your power brick into your front or back pocket or flip belt if you prefer that method. Next, you'll plug in the 3.5mm audio jack into the other side of the MiCom board. This idea was from Pit Force 5, but you can place your speaker high up on your chest so it's hidden underneath your caplet. For those wondering, I use the Philips Everplay. Thank you, Paul Haga, for the speaker recommendation. Lastly, connect the 3.5mm jack into the speaker and you're good to go. It's that simple, folks. We can customize the strap to be on your left hand or your right hand. I prefer the left hand simply because I like carrying the saber with my right hand in case I don't want to wear the hilt on my belt. It's nice to have at least one hand free. I mean, when you are wearing this, you will be able to grab things without hitting the button. It's nice to have the finger free. In our first mock-up version, we actually put the buttons up here on the finger, and after one troop, about 3 of the wires came out. So it wasn't very sturdy, but this thing is bulletproof, and really happy with the way it turned out. Also, I would just take some time before going out trooping just to practice, getting used to the buttons and where to find them. Like I said, it is pretty easy, but it's good to memorize, which button is for which line, and you kind of want it to become, second nature. So here's a quick rundown of all the categories. Number 1 was greetings.
Join me.
Number 2, placement.
Stand here, beside me.
Number 3 was yes.
Yes.
Number 4 was no.
No.
Number 5 is for rebels.
Your thoughts betray you. You support the resistance. If you stand against us, you won't be standing long.
Number 6, Empire.
You have a presence. The Force responds to you. Join me and learn the power of the dark side.
Number 6 is confirmations.
Good. Excellent.
And last but not least is the send-off.
We are finished here. You may go.
Hopefully I covered everything in this video. If I missed something or you have a question, leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to get to you. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you around.